Yeah, I think it's like cowardly, to be honest, because they didn't speak about him like this when he was here. He was the most terrifying person to guard. If you ask anybody that played against him, they all say he was the best player in the league.
Paul Pierce stirred major debate after appearing on a podcast and claiming that Kobe Bryant was never truly the face of the NBA. The statement caught many fans off guard, especially coming from someone who spent years competing against Kobe and often found himself overshadowed by the Lakers' legend on basketball's biggest stage. What made the remark even more controversial was its timing. Pierce chose to make the claim years after Kobe's passing, rather than when Kobe was still alive and able to respond directly. During his career, Kobe's presence alone could change the atmosphere the moment he entered a room. Yet Pierce looked into the camera and suggested that a player with 5 NBA championships, worldwide recognition, and one of the greatest legacies in basketball history never represented the league. To many fans, it felt like another unnecessary attempt to diminish Kobe's legacy, and criticism of Pierce spread almost immediately. Then the conversation took an unexpected turn. Jayson Tatum, one of the Boston Celtics' biggest stars, addressed Pierce's remarks during an appearance on the Pivot podcast. Unlike many others, Tatum didn't soften his response. He openly described the comments as cowardly, making it clear that he disagreed.
Yeah, I think it's like cowardly, to be honest, because they didn't speak about him like this when he was here. But now that Kobe isn't here, we want to bring up the times where he wasn't as efficient or he shot long too.
Those words carried extra weight because they came from a player wearing the same Celtics uniform that Paul Pierce once represented. For many fans, it was a sign that even Boston's new generation was growing frustrated with the repeated criticism aimed at Kobe Bryant. And people quickly realized this wasn't an isolated incident. Over the years, Pierce has made several controversial claims about Kobe. He argued that Pau Gasol, not Kobe Bryant, should have won the 2010 NBA Finals MVP. Later, he left Kobe out of his all-time top 5 players. He also insisted that he was the best player in the world during Boston's championship season. Then came perhaps his most debated statement, that Kobe was never the face of the NBA, despite his championships, iconic jersey sales, global endorsements, and worldwide popularity, suggesting otherwise. As these comments piled up, many fans began to notice a pattern. Most of Pierce's strongest opinions about Kobe came long after Kobe was no longer around to answer them himself. That timing led many players and fans to question the fairness of the criticism, with some feeling it looked like an attempt to rewrite basketball history after the fact. The biggest challenge to Pierce's argument is that the players who actually faced Kobe on the court tell a very different story. Those who had to defend him firsthand consistently described the difficulty of stopping him, and their experiences paint a picture that sharply contrasts with the narrative Pierce continues to promote.
Then I found out he had gone on like a 40-mile bike ride at like 11 p.m. that night, got in at like 2 a.m., and then he was in the weight room when I got down there at 7:30, so.
While Paul Pierce was making headlines with his comments, Kobe Bryant built his reputation through relentless work and unforgettable performances. Former players consistently described Kobe as the toughest player they ever had to guard, praising his unmatched preparation, confidence, and ability to dominate even when opponents knew exactly what he was going to do. After losing the 2008 NBA Finals, Kobe reportedly kept his motivation quiet, famously cutting out a newspaper photo of Pierce during the Beijing Olympics and carrying it with him as a reminder, choosing to answer criticism through his play rather than words.
And then we look over and he's tearing out the picture of Paul Pierce. So he cuts it out and he folds it up, he puts it in his pocket, and like we're all looking at him, like what's going on? He's like, motivation.
As Boston celebrated its championship, Kobe Bryant had already shifted his focus to one thing, getting even. Just 2 seasons later, he delivered on that promise in the biggest stage imaginable. The Lakers and Celtics fought through an intense 7-game NBA Finals, and when it was over, Kobe claimed his 5th NBA title. To many fans, that victory perfectly highlighted the gap between relentless determination and empty debate. While one superstar dedicated himself to earning redemption on the court, the other continued making headlines with post-career comments. What also makes Paul Pierce's stance difficult to support is that many former NBA players who shared the court and locker room with both Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan tell remarkably similar stories about Kobe's greatness. Robert Horry and John Salley each won championships alongside Kobe. Salley also captured titles with Michael Jordan's Bulls, giving him a rare first-hand look at both legendary dynasties from the inside.
When you're on Chicago, I was with the Beatles, I was with Elvis, I was with Michael Jackson. The difference is Michael is tied and Kobe is tied evergreen. It's not that much different.
These aren't just opinions from podcasts or arguments floating around online. They're coming from players who experienced Kobe's preparation, leadership, pressure, and mindset firsthand every single day behind the scenes. In their view, the difference between Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant was incredibly narrow. That perspective alone makes Paul Pierce's claim much harder to support, because the people who were closest to the game continue to speak about Kobe with tremendous respect. Then Scottie Pippen added another powerful voice to the discussion. Jordan's longtime teammate publicly placed Kobe ahead of LeBron James, explaining that Kobe possessed the same relentless killer instinct he had witnessed from Michael Jordan throughout the Bulls' championship run.
When I look at LeBron, he's not what Michael was as a player. He's not even what Kobe Bryant was as a player. When you talk about trying to compare Michael's instinct, his ability to take over games, his ability to want to have that last shot.
And demoralize you.
Yes.
And scare the living hell out of you.
LeBron doesn't have that gene. Kobe has that gene.
That relentless mindset, the ability to stay fearless when everything is on the line, is something fellow players believe can't be staged or created for the spotlight. Fans often point to the signature moments that defined both careers. Paul Pierce's famous wheelchair incident in the NBA Finals has since become one of the league's most mocked memories. In contrast, Kobe Bryant's decision to tear his Achilles, calmly sink 2 free throws, and walk off the floor without assistance has become one of the most iconic displays of toughness in sports history. One moment lives on through memes and jokes, while the other is remembered as a legendary chapter in basketball history. What made this debate resonate so deeply is that, for millions of fans, Kobe's legacy was never just about championships or statistics. To an entire generation of players and supporters, he stood for discipline, sacrifice, confidence, and an unmatched commitment to hard work. That's exactly why Jayson Tatum responded the way he did.
He is the reason why I woke up at 5:30 in the morning, why I chased my dream, because I saw how hard he worked. He was my inspiration and my idol. So somebody that was 3,000 miles away from me inspired me to be who I am.
That unwavering mentality and complete fearlessness in pressure-packed moments are qualities many players believe can't be rehearsed or put on for the cameras. Fans often look back at the defining moments that shaped each player's legacy. Paul Pierce's wheelchair incident during the NBA Finals has become one of the most talked about and frequently joked about moments in league history. On the other hand, Kobe Bryant's Achilles injury, followed by him calmly making both free throws before walking off the court on his own, has become an iconic example of toughness and determination across all of sports. One moment became the subject of endless online jokes, while the other earned a permanent place in basketball history. What made this entire debate even more emotional was that, to millions of fans, Kobe stood for far more than championship rings or impressive numbers. For a generation of young athletes, he embodied discipline, sacrifice, confidence, and an unmatched commitment to improving every single day. That's exactly why Jayson Tatum responded so strongly.
And he's one of the 3 most influential basketball players of all time. Everybody loved, revered, respected, even from different sports, admired who he was. The year AI won an MVP, he shot 29 shots a game.
Yeah.
He was taking that shot every single time without hesitation. No matter what, everyone respected his competitive fire, his toughness, the way he battled through adversity, and the fact that, despite standing only 6'1", he competed with unmatched intensity. During Allen Iverson's MVP season, fans celebrated his willingness to launch nearly 30 shots a game, calling it fearless basketball. Yet when Kobe Bryant attacked the game with that same scoring mentality, while leading the Lakers to 5 championships, many critics labeled it a flaw instead of a strength. That double standard is one of the biggest reasons Kobe supporters continue to dismiss the criticism Paul Pierce makes today. The deeper reality is that Kobe approached basketball differently from almost everyone else. His entire way of thinking set him apart. What does failure mean? It doesn't exist. It's something you create in your own mind. If you come up short on Monday, it's only a failure if you choose not to grow from it. That's why I don't believe failure is real. If I fall short today, I'll learn from it and come back stronger tomorrow. That mindset defined everything he did. He trained as though failure simply wasn't an option. Late-night bike rides stretching for miles. Weightlifting sessions before most of his teammates had even started their day. Practices where he constantly challenged everyone around him, testing who could handle the mental pressure. He wasn't chasing attention or praise. He genuinely believed that true greatness could only be achieved through relentless obsession and unmatched dedication.